Make a quick little video how I set one of these little engines up. I always start with the governor and flywheel, all that stuff. What I do to start is I want to adjust this governor. Just look here, there's a little stop, and that comes down and limits as far as your governor can travel. What I want to do is I want to set that governor at 80 thousandths. And I've learned this not out of a book or anything. I've learned this trial and error, and that always seems to work best. I got one of these little spark plug gap gauges, and I just make sure that my governor will not move. I just work my gauge around and see where my gap is, and I am right at 80 thousandths. Maybe just a little bit more, but it's close enough. I'm not going to mess with it for a couple thousandths. Next thing I will do, I adjust my governor. The travel, you got your stop, but you want to adjust the tension on your governor. What I do, I will take the slack up on the spring until there's no slack left. I have to turn it in time. See, there's no slack. And then I will turn it in or tighten it up 4 full turns. So we go half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, half, 4. I mean, that's all there is to that. I mean, it's easy. Just make sure all your jam nuts and stuff are tight. Nothing's going to move. And then I'll move on to backing plate and points. I have taken these points off just to show, should you not have a gauge or not have access to one. I actually started, I did not have one. I didn't know such an animal existed. First you look your points over good. Make sure they're good, clean. Make sure your contact points are clean, and make sure that they are lined up square, straight, no movement of any kind. Everything looks good. Now what I will do, we will call this the top, where the bump is for your points. And what I will do is I will take and center the screw, center right to left, and toward the top 2/3. I mean, that's as close as you can get guessing, and it's always worked for me. I call it the Shop Dog Sam method, and I've never had a second's worth of trouble. I don't even own a gauge, so I'm the world's worst to eyeball this stuff. So what I will do is, turn the camera down just a little bit. I'll set it center and 2/3, and get me a screw started. What I will do is I'll just snug this up where the points won't move around. Then I will look at the other hole and get it to the center, 2/3 toward the top, and I will get this screw started if I don't lose it. Please excuse my workbench, because I am the world's worst to work on multiple projects at the same time. I've probably got, I don't know, half a dozen engines I'm working on right now. And I will snug that up till it won't move. I'll go back, take this screw out, and hopefully I don't drop it. Washers, and make sure I'm still at 1/2 and 2/3. You're perfect. And I will put my screw back in, maybe. And I will snug it up again so they do not move. Then I'll go back, take this screw out, sure I'm still good to go. 1/2 and 2/3. Put my screw back. Now this time, I know I'm good. I've got my 1/2 and 2/3. I will start tightening these down. And just for safety's sake, I will check this one more time. And I'm good. I just keep doing this till I'm satisfied. And that should be good. Now, a word of advice on these old engines. Always discharge your capacitor or your condenser. You know, it can store voltage and it is no fun, trust me. They bit me a couple times and I do not enjoy it. Okay, now I will, if I can find my screw, I will reattach the condenser wire. Hit that hole. Well, there we go. Make sure your wire's not grounded to anything for us. Okay. Everything good and tight. Now, there's one more step we could do. While I've got it here, I have a 6-volt lantern battery with a couple test leads with alligator clips. And what I will do is I will open the points and just stick a piece of paper or something in there where they do not touch. Then I will take the lead from the positive side of the battery and hook it to the wire coming from the condenser on the points. Now, and I will take plug wire, hold it close to my backing plate, and just double check for sparks so that way I've got no surprises or anything later. And if you can't hear it or see it, you can definitely hear it. And just got zapped good. I love it. Yeah, do not touch the brass part of the spark plug wire. And if you can't see it, you can hear it. Got a good long spark, nice and white. My battery's a little weak, so I'm sure you can hear that if you can't see it. Doing this with a GoPro, it does not have a screen, so I have to do the best I can guessing at it. I can hear the spark. A good spark. Let's set it up a little bit. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, do not touch any of these metal pieces. Yeah, we got a good spark. This spark plug wire isn't the best in the world. It's recycled. It actually came from where I changed the spark plug wires on my Blazer. That's what I had, so that's what I use. Now, again, we'll take everything loose and we will discharge our capacitor. Make sure. That's good. Alright. Now, next thing I do, move on my junk. Well, we could do one other thing while I've got it apart. I will optimize the spark on the whatever plug I'm deciding to use. This is a modern plug. I'm not much of a modern plug fan. I prefer the old plugs, like my trusty Maytag that was originally in the engine. Most of my engines run on these because they're great plugs. What I will do is I will optimize my spark. I do not, set my gap on 30 thousandths or whatever. I will actually make my spark plug match my coil and condenser, stuff like that. This is a Champion 25. Like I said, I'm not a modern plug fan, but these are easy to come by. And the auto lights, I think what auto lights too, 3095s, Champion 25s. And again, I'll take and I'll reattach all my stuff from my battery. I'll hook my spark plug up like I was going to use it, and God bless it, don't ground it. That got me good that time. Okay. I do not enjoy electricity sometimes, but these old things will light you up, and that was interesting. Now what I'm going to try to do, I'm not sure how I grounded that thing out, but I did. I will look at the electrode on my plug, and what I'm trying to do, I don't know if you can see that or not. I mean, I'm having to guess at it. Again, here we go. Move it where you can see it, and hoping I'm not grounding anything out this time. Move the camera up a little bit, maybe. This is not easy to do without a screen. I'm just doing this on guesswork. Now watch your plug. You can see the spark or not. But what you want to do is, just adjust your little electrode to where you've got the spark in the center, not off to the side or anything. That just makes for a hotter spark. Maybe start a little bit easier. And again, I will discharge my capacitor. Not anything ground. And now we're going to put the flywheel back on the end, or the backing plate back on the engine, and we are going to adjust points. On the part, always make sure that you get this as far back as you can get it, till it will not go back anymore. And that's it. And I had made a mistake on this one. I had actually left my screw loose. I let the backing plate move just a little bit, and you can actually see the rub marks here. That's my mistake. I should have paid more attention, but like I said, I work on about 10 things at once. Bound to miss something. Now, adjusting your plugs is fairly easy. Got a jam nut and adjustment point here. The way I do this is I will put my flywheel on, or try to, and I'll roll over, make sure everything is good, and I will watch to see how much my points are open, how close I can get this. Okay, they're pretty close. Like I said, I have had this engine running. You can hear a little grind sound, but that will go away when I get the nut on. Watch the points. Another thing I watch is I will look down inside, watch the roller come around. Make sure it is not contacting the center point of the center post of the points. That is the important part. I got contact here from the points. Roll around. Points open, and then I will look, make sure that I'm missing the center post. I'll actually put my finger here to make sure that I'm not making contact center post. Okay, I'm good. And like I said, these points are close. I'll take and gap them anyway, see if they need anything. Make sure it's open its widest point, and I am dead on 20,000th, but should you have to adjust them, it's a simple matter. Just loosening your jam nut here and moving this out one way or the other. As long as these are clean and your condenser is good, I mean, you should have no problems. That jam nut is loose somehow, so we'll tighten that back up. Maybe. Yes, not wearing my glasses, so I don't see as good as I used to. Make sure your jam nut's tight, that way you don't have to worry about any movement or anything. And there that is. Like I said, 20 thousandths. Should have no problems. I'll try to, next thing, find my key and my slot. Make sure, well, make sure everything's good. I'll hold pressure on it, make sure I'm not rubbing anywhere. We're good. Only hitting at one point where I'm supposed to. Okay, that's good. And the next thing I will do, I'll put my big nut back on. And sometimes, you know, not always, but I'll, you know, check again for sparks. Make sure I got all this stuff right. Roll it over a little bit if I can. I'm good. No rubbing or nothing. And see if I can get a spark. Find that spark plug I just had. It's around here somewhere. There it is. And I'll put it all together and see if I can't just flick the flywheel over. I doubt y'all can see that part, but I'll look again, see if I can't get that on camera. I don't know if you can see that spark or not. Nice spark. Looks good. Okay, now I will take this thing outside and fire it up. I am low on battery, so I'm going to have to cut this camera off just 1 minute, and I'll carry this little monster outside and fire it up.